this is Cameron, and welcome to the practice log. Alright, well, we got a lot of stuff to do, so let's go ahead and jump into it, shall we? God, it's the end of the week, and right now we're actually kind of lined up well. Like, if you're watching this the day of, it's basically like the day before. Let me just pop these puppies out really quick. Oh, and speaking of feet, there's a sale on Rootin's Delight right now. It's good until midnight tonight if you're watching this the day of. This is Friday, December 6th, 2024. There is a sale on Rootin's Delight, 15% off. Code FEETLOVER, F-E-E-T-L-O-V-E-R. It's been quite the week on YouTube land for me. I had a short that popped off to 11,000 views at this filming session, which is a lot for me. That's the most any one video, short or long form, views that I've gotten. I don't know what I was just saying there. And if you guys remember from a while ago, Brandon and Beatrix both commented on the idea of like when stuff like kind of goes a little more viral than you're used to, it kind of brings the dogs in, the dogs being like non-regulars, and they kind of just say whatever because they're not like a part of the community or anything, so they don't care. They're like long-standing members in the Sore Hands community. Like you could name a bunch of them, and I won't name any now because I'll like leave a bunch out because there's so many. But I mean, you can leave a comment. What's up, everybody? You know who you are. You know, they're just like a part of this thing. And this thing is also sort of like a part of all the other like classical guitar YouTube stuff going on too. When a video that's short that I posted like pops off, it gets people from like regular YouTube. I think a lot of people's first impression of me is not very kind, which is fair because I'm usually being like somewhat negative in some way. So that is very fair. But yeah, it's just interesting. I've had a lot of weird comments to read. But, you know, such is life. Like, this is a decision that I made to put so much of myself out there and put all my opinions out there like that. And I'm lucky to even have them, like, heard by anybody. Maybe one of these days I'll have a video where I go through each of my videos that, like, the dogs have come out on. Like, the Marson video, that was one. Oh my god, if you ever want to, like, feel bad for me, go to that Marson video. And I'm talking to you, like, I assume the people watching this one, like, this video is not going to get more than, like, 500 or 600 views, probably. So I assume that the people watching, you guys are just, you know, probably practicing like me. You've been watching me for a little bit, and hopefully I inspire you to practice, and that's like why you're watching, I assume. That or the feet, and that's why we keep the feet around. But oh my god, that Marson video, like, so occasionally I'll like peruse some of the comments on there, and they are just so brutal, like just so ruthless. Fun fact, the majority of the viewers of that video are from Poland too, which is kind of funny because Marson's from Poland. I guess while we're at it, I could talk about one theme that I noticed the most on that video, and the video that popped off recently is the one where I was like teaching my girlfriend how to play Blink-182 for Marty Schwartz. What I noticed, it was a lot of people disagreeing with how I taught, not my actual student, mind you, my girlfriend, who I'm just trying to like impress and like show her a good time, get her like playing Blink-182 by the end of a one single lesson. She's not like regularly doing guitar lessons with me. It's just like a fun little like couples activity. A lot of people had an issue with how I was actually teaching her power chords. I was using non-theory language. I was like, here's the formula for a power chord. You have your first note, and then you go down a string, up 2 frets, and then boom, you got power chords. I told her this, and she immediately did it and was able to play power chords. So it's not like it's not an effective way to teach power chords, but a lot of people had issue with the fact that I wasn't teaching her theory to learn what power chords are. So I just want to go through a few comments and maybe like address like some of what I was talking about, what I was thinking in that. So here's one from Kaizen_unknown. Power chords, spelled C-O-R-D-S, I assume you're talking about power tools, like how you power a power tool, are made from fifths. Oh, you mean chord, C-H-O-R-D-S, or okay, yes, I see. It's powerful because you hear the lower note more, whereas most other chords, you hear the top note, not more, N-O-T, more. No, that's not true at all. You hear the lower note more, and that's what makes it powerful. It's the higher note that makes it powerful. The lower note is always being heard. It's a single note, and you're giving it power with the high note. I'm getting angry. Which note do you hear more? What's the most consonant interval? It's the octave, right? And something kind of interesting with the octave, it's the first harmonic that you get when you cut the string in half. When you play an octave together, they sound like just the same note, but there's no clear like personality, and it just kind of sounds like a tone. Now, the next note that appears in the harmonic series, when you cut the string from 1/2 to 1/3, you get that note, which that is the note that makes up the power chord. And basically, these harmonics that we're hearing in the string, they're always there. I'm going to play the fundamental, which is the open string, before I actually cut the fundamental off, and we'll just hear the octave. Try to hear the octave first. So here's what it sounds like, and now the note. You hear how it continues and then that note goes away. So when I play like my fugue, like that is also a part of the harmony that we're hearing. It's not just that. I also happen to be playing it up here, but even if I wasn't, it would still be there, just quieter. You know, like, it's always there. So the smaller we cut the string using like the harmonic series, so that's 1/2, 1/3 is the next thing, fraction or whatever. I'm not a mathematician. And the harmonic series, it's literally always there when you play an open E. Let's hear it. So this is what it sounds like. It's that note. It's there. So all a power chord is we're bringing that quieter harmonic out more. We're making it louder. The only difference between a single note and a power chord is that you're bringing out the harmonic. But no, the reason why they're powerful is because you hear the lower note more. You know, the note that's always there, that if you play a power chord or not, it would be there anyways. Yeah, you hear that one more. And by the way, what note do you hear louder? The note that you play louder. What are you talking about, dude? Am I wrong on this? Like, am I stupid? Am I missing something? Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get angry there. Power chords are made from fifths. Imagine I'm on like a cute little date with my girlfriend. It's like, oh, I'm gonna teach you how to play a song for your favorite band, and I just self-destruct and vomit all this information at her. Like, oh, this is a lot of fun, right? And not that she's stupid. She's actually way smarter than me. She's like an actual STEM major and made like way better grades than me in way harder classes. Her GPA is like a solid point higher than mine in her undergrad. Her SAT was 500 points higher than mine too without the essay. Just to give you an idea, and she was pretty close to a perfect score. I'm just like bragging about my girlfriend now. 760 math, 740 English, whatever, it's no big deal. I like smart girls, what can I say? But she can understand it. I could tell this to her. It's not that fun to get lectured at with these sort of things though, especially when you can just teach just what to do, and it's sort of like, just learn what a power chord is. Not everyone's a classical guitarist that learns everything through like theory. Like, you can just learn what a power chord is and you'll never forget that. It's just a guitar thing, power chords. You don't need to explain them in theory terms to be like a good teacher. Now, if I had like a long-standing student who I wanted to give like a well-rounded education to, if we were working on like classical especially, first I probably wouldn't teach them power chords unless we were like in a lull, like in the lesson we kind of covered everything we were gonna do, and it's like, do you like Green Day? Like, I don't know. So here's what power chords are, and then I would give that whole thing about like where it comes from and why it makes sense that power chords are like used so much. You don't have to hit them with all that. You just don't. I think how I taught her in that lesson was very appropriate, and she was able to play it in the end, which is kind of the goal of like a one-off guitar lesson where we're just trying to learn a song. The goal of the lesson is not to teach you to become a guitarist, but to teach you a little bit of guitar culture that might get you interested in guitar later, but now you can play some guitar and you can sort of like identify with the culture, and then you can learn more. I think there's merit to that. Just saying. I don't know. Ethanator 8265, you said why hit the 5 with your pinky? Because she has small hands, and third finger is a little bit of a stretch, especially in these low positions. Next one, Deity of Filth, which is crazy. This is like a musician with 340 followers. You say terrible way to teach someone. I already explained why it's not. And if you're actually that stuck up to where you're in a lesson with your girlfriend, like trying to play a rock song that she likes, and you really think that you need to start from the beginning and like teach her like free stroke how to play EFG, it's like, well, we'll build up to Blink 182. It's like, yeah, dude, like you're probably a freaking nerd, dude. Sorry, I'm getting angry. And let me remind you too, like everybody watching this video, you're all probably, for the most part, like regulars. I'm not talking to you at all. I'm talking to these people from the YouTube shorts who are annoying. So I'm not calling you nerds, which like you are. Like I'm a nerd too. But they're a nerd in a way that's like super lame. Like actually lame. Slosher6394. She's having fun. Yeah, she wouldn't be having fun if I took all of your advice. She'd be having a horrible time and she'd be like, why am I with this dork? Like just teach me how to play the song. Let me see. Oh yeah, here we go. This one is from Ash Cody. I actually respect this because you have your first and last name and a picture of you, which I think might be your girlfriend. You know, I can see you're like a vocal coach or something. 136 subscribers. It would be easier to explain in music theory terms, learn the notes and scales, then teach that power chords are made up of the root and the fifth. That's not even how I would teach power chords. I would teach power chords using like the harmonic series thing, because that's what actually makes sense. Like you're just taking taking a bass line and you're just bringing out notes that are already innate in the bass line. And that's all that a power chord is. Because power chords, like if you're playing this, like if you're in G minor, which happens, by the way, that power chord that you're playing on the second scale degree is not in the G minor scale. Now I have to teach her about G melodic minor if I want to use scales to teach what power chords are. No, I would never teach power chords using scales, because that's not really what they are. They don't follow any one particular scale. Because to say that we're in like G minor, and if I hit that second, we all of a sudden have a major 6. So what are we in, like G Dorian? No. That's not what's going on. Your rock song is not oscillating between G minor and G Dorian. We're not like looking at Miles Davis right now. It's just a bass line. And you're just bringing out harmonics. No, don't give me the scale talk when we're talking about power chords. You poop on early Blink. Keep in mind, they learned in an era where no internet existed. Yeah, because there were no tight bands that existed before the internet. Like Bach didn't exist before the internet. Frank Zappa after the internet, obviously. Those that can't do teach. Keep teaching, old man. I get why he called me old man. I'm 26. I know I'm aging horribly. It's because of people like you. I have to read all your comments. I don't think that's like a shameful thing. I've dedicated my life to guitar, like really dedicated. Like I don't do anything else. I hold it over everything. And I've shared that with hundreds, literally hundreds of students. Yeah, it's real shameful to do that though, to just share your love of music with people. Like, instead of just being like Blink-182 or like any other rock band or something, really. Like, you can't win with people like this, because you could be doing the rock band thing. It's like, you're just a loser. Like, you got lucky. That's all it is. Like, you're not worth anything. Yeah, there's no winning with these people. Yeah, so, you know, in conclusion, there's a time and place for the theory stuff, or, like, the actual explanations. I've ranted enough. I need to practice. I have limited time because I still have one other student to teach today, and I'd like to get some more practice in. I've done like an hour of scales today, so I'm going to try to get another hour, but I also might be more like 30 minutes. I'll squeeze it in somewhere, that last 30 minutes, or it might be... What did I say, 1 hour scales a day? No, I'm not going to be slipping on this, I promise. I got to focus on rep, too. Like, especially the Morel Sonatina, because I found, with all the scales, I need to work on my arpeggios as well. With all that being said, let's go ahead and make our way to the piano. Ooh, the chair. I'll see you there. Wardrobe change. It's getting a little chilly. Alright, guys. We're going to jump into the practice now. That's enough yip-yapping. I'll see you on the other side. It's not of the scale. Hello?
Hi, I was able to find a park. I'm downstairs. I just walked in and I see lockers to the left with packages. Did you want me to leave your package here by the mailboxes?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can just leave it there.
Alright, I just left it. Thank you.
Alright, thanks. Ooh, look what I got. I bought myself a little lapel mic. It's only going to be used for my phone, though. I'm not going to use that normally. I'm going to stick with my regular giant microphone. Yeah, that's kind of cool. See how this thing does. So, this is the lapel. Let's see if it's actually... Is this thing actually working? I don't know. Okay, how's this sound? So, this is the lapel. Let's see if it's actually... Is this thing actually working? I don't know. Okay, how's this sound? Alright, and this is without the lapel. How are we sounding? Is this okay? Is this okay? Alright, and this is without the lapel. How are we sounding? Is this okay? Is this okay? Alright, and this is without the lapel. How are we sounding? Is this okay? Is this okay? So this is the lapel. Let's see if it's actually just an extra word. Okay, how's this sound? It's actually just alright, this is without the lapel. So this is the lapel. Alright, let's see if it's actually this is the lapel. This is without the lapel. See if it's actually so this is the okay, how's the sound? So this is the lapel. This is the lapel. See if it's actually just okay, how's the sound? See if it's actually So this is the